Last Pint Productions presents The New Way podcast. The New Way contains adult content, including Moon Pie Moonshine, Getting Dumped by Nick Santacroce, and Sinbad. Listener discretion is advised.
Where do you think you're going? Nobody's leaving. Nobody's walking out on this fun, old-fashioned family Christmas. No, we're all in this together. This is a full-blown, four-alarm holiday emergency here. We're gonna press on, and we're gonna have the happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby tap danced with Danny fucking Kaye. And when Santa squeezes his fat white ass down that chimney tonight, he's gonna find the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house.
Everybody wants to be naked and famous. Everybody wants to be just like me. I'm naked.
Will you help teach me about this? What is it? A new way?
Hoes, and Merry Christmas to everyone out there listening to The New Way podcast, coming to you from Last Pint Productions. This is a very special holiday-themed podcast. Of course, The New Way is where we do deep dives into pop culture, so you don't have to. I am sitting in the front of Santa's sleigh with my special helper elf next to me, Mr. Benjamin Scott Wilson.
I'm your helper elf?
You're my helper elf.
I'm your slave?
And my mustached elf in Los Angeles.
Your groper elf.
my Me Too elf, Mr. Nick Santacroce, who is sporting one of the bushiest, lovely mustaches I've ever seen outside of those magazines where they show you the people that got arrested last night for pedophile rings. Hi.
Well, thank you, Matt. That's very nice of you to say so.
You could break out and just start singing "Don't Stop Me Now" at any point during this podcast. Will be completely appropriate.
You're like
Santa Croce's coming.
Man,
don't stop there.
Where's
that's
the question.
God Almighty.
Oh, God.
Melekaleki Maka, y'all.
Did you see I'm wearing it? Nick?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Looks great.
So what's funny is we've had a couple of missteps in trying to get Christmas podcasts going for a couple years. 2 years ago, we tried to do Ben's birthday podcast, and I famously destroyed my laptop and a soundboard at the Brass Tap. And then last year, we wound up doing a mostly Ben's birthday themed podcast with like everyone we knew. Easily the most ambitious podcast we ever tried to pull off. Nick and I recorded bits in advance to make it sound like he was running around in the vents of my house, and that's when I would usher people into the room. It was a lot.
It ended up working out really well. Like that,
yeah.
I mean, obviously, Matt, you did all the heavy lifting for that episode, but
I was amazed that episode pulled off.
I was on the fucking roof.
You were.
How about a little credit for me?
No, and then you also called in live, and you're real live. It was pretty impressive. I gotta say, I was pretty happy with that one.
I think the literal 1 year anniversary is tomorrow. By the way.
Oh wow,
it is.
That would make sense.
It was on the 15th. Yeah, I remember because I took a red eye back that night, the night before from California, from San Diego, because it was the 14th. It was a year ago today that we were at Modern Times. Nick.
Wow. Nick is so wistful for this memory that he's frozen. He can't even speak. He's apoplectic. But we'll get him back in a second, I assume.
Hopefully.
But yeah, so we realized we never actually done a full-on holiday Christmas themed episode to really kind of share our thoughts on reconnecting. There is a poor network connection. Well, this is even though we don't do the show live, for all intents and purposes, we do the show live.
We do the show live.
So when there are moments like this, fuck it. Even though I could edit these things out, I really just don't have the time. So you're listening to what's what we like to call in the business a little bit of a hiccup. And we're trying to get Mr. Santacroce back on here at some point. But until we do, and maybe he'll just call back in. I'm not sure.
Pop on.
Or do something. Maybe just turn the video off and that'll help. I don't know. Nicholas, are you there? We have no Nick. No good Nick. And I do kind of want to get Nick's. Oh, there we go. Now we've officially ended the call. Let's try to get him back here real quick, folks. The wonder of modern podcasting.
But
Yep.
anyways, yeah. So what were you about to say about holiday stuff?
Oh, I was just gonna say we haven't dug into that, so that's what you're gonna get a lot of on this episode. And the only thing I want to talk about before we get into our Christmas stuff, because we do have some surprises. There's a game. We might have a special guest star, technology permitting, at some point in the podcast. I may have Nick call in. We'll see here in a second. But I do want to discuss. There was a big trailer drop this week that we're all very excited about, I think. And it was the Ghostbusters trailer. This is for the Jason Reitman, son of Ivan Reitman, who directed the original. He's directing this one and wrote it with Gil Keenan, who wrote Monster House, which is, if you've not seen Monster House, is a phenomenally good animated movie from like 2005. Really, really stellar. It was him and Dan Harmon. I think wrote Monster House.
Who wasn't it Abrams or someone who technically directed Monster House? Because I feel like it was one of those.
Well, good thing I have my IMDb up on here right now. But it's a really smart fit of people. Oh, it was 2006. I always thought it was earlier than that.
I said 5, so I was a year off. I'm sorry.
Oh, this might be the. No, that's right. Actually, it was written by Dan Harmon. And directed. Why does it not have? It just gives writing and no director
apparently
credit.
There was no director
for
Monster House.
Oh, this is the video game. That's why it is literally why it would the first.
I knew
result.
I knew that the movie came out in 2005.
Yeah, like why would that be the first?
Tell me the movie came out in 2005.
Animation Action Adventures is still the video game. What is this?
I at this point we're just going down a bad rabbit hole.
We are we're basically just killing time for Nick to somehow get back on with us. I'm sort of amazed he's not. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Let's answer, Mr. Nick Santacroce.
I figured I'd call into the podcast this week. How you doing?
You're a little hot. You're coming in a little hot, a little warm on the mic there. Want to maybe just take a little step back from that one. We'll be good. We've just been arguing over Monster House, which
if I'm coming in at all, it is a step up.
Okay, sure. It's so funny. Okay, here we go. Monster House. I finally found it out. Gil Keenan did direct Monster House.
Okay, so he directed it.
Okay. All right. Now we've solved that, and we've got Nick back on. So, Nick, we're talking about the Ghostbusters trailer that dropped this week. So, Ben, as the in-house, self-proclaimed biggest Ghostbusters fan, what were your thoughts on this trailer?
Well, Matt, remember if you've listened to the previous one of our previous podcasts, I did mention that
I was right. I was right about Bill Murray not being in the trailer. That's all that I wanted. Sorry.
He technically was in the trailer.
He sounded just like me.
He sounded like what you would look like if you had that mustache.
but no, I said what I wanted was them to focus on the new story, and I would not like to see the original cast in the trailer, which did happen. I wanted it to make its own kind of path and do its own thing, which did happen. It felt super reverent, and it felt I've gotten the criticism, or I've heard the criticism, which I understand, that it's just too much like Stranger Things or too much like It, where it's like Finn Wolfhard's just gotten kind of typecast into this type of thing.
I was going to ask you, Ben, how you felt about the Ghostbusters moving to Hawkins.
Right. I feel like there's I think that we're going to see a lot more on the next trailer, and they're going to broaden that out a little bit. But and you're going to understand why it's set in a small town. But I've probably watched it 50 times. I love it. I think it's exactly what I wanted.
Wow.
Yeah, I think for me the biggest the thing that impressed me most about the trailer was the tone is there's a little bit of wonder in it, but it is horror. I mean, even the structure of it with like, you've got the kid and the girlfriend and they're talking, and then all of a sudden there's the bump. So it starts like, oh, we're watching this young love thing, and then all of a sudden boom, and then it's like from Jason Reitman. Like I like that they're leaning hard into that.
A lot of people, and I watch a couple of reaction videos from people online who I like and I really respect that thing. And I'll bring it back to this because I know I've mentioned it before on the podcast. Everyone's just like, oh, it's just really interesting. There's like no jokes in the trailer. There's no jokes. There's nothing funny. And once again, I have to bring it back to the fact that Ghostbusters is only funny because of its leads, because of the characters that inhabit the world. The story itself is not a comedy story. There's nothing funny about the plot. There's nothing funny about anything that happens with the progression of the story. The fact that it's an absurd plot does definitely allow for a lot more kind of comedic, beats during that interplay. But basically, you just have funny people inhabiting this world with no gags, no set pieces, anything along those lines. I have a feeling in the second trailer, they're probably going to broaden it, like I said, a little bit more, and you're going to start to see some of that interplay because I have a feeling what they're going to do. Because, I mean, there's nothing really funny about the trailer, but still that whole thing where the seat pops out and she's like, it's got a gunner seat. I think we're going to see kind of a marriage of what they tried to do in what they did in the first Ghostbusters, where it's being kind of this geek interplay between three completely different kind of co-leads within the context of the movie. I think what Gil Kenan and what Reitman are doing with it is they're basically going to make them kids, and they're going to say we're going to have that kind of wonder element, and that's what's going to play into kind of some of the comedic stuff.
It very much is feeling like it felt like Poltergeist and E.T. and that kind of old Spielberg.
Very E.T. I mean, very E.T.
And that's fine. Like, and even that is a bit off of, there wasn't a lot of wonder. There are a few moments in the original Ghostbusters, there are moments of wonder, but it was more so just their reactions to things. I think making it kids and making it kind of this awe-inspiring thing is going to be interesting. I think that distance itself a little bit.
But again, Ghostbusters is a comedy because of dialogue. That's literally the only reason why Ghostbusters is a comedy. There's nothing from plot concept, from the way it's executed. It's all done like a horror movie, but the dialogue is funny. And so I think that I really do think that they understand that. I think that they understand that this is which is ironically, that's the reason why Gil Kenan is such a great choice, because Monster House is a comedy because of dialogue. I mean, it's an animated film for kids and for families, but the dialogue is what makes that movie kind of funny and family friendly.
Uh-oh, I think we
lost Nick again.
We just occasionally get like
no, Nick's there.
No, I'm here.
Oh, it just all of a sudden started ringing.
But I've heard this conversation so broken up, and I'm probably going to break up right now. Can you hear me talking?
You're doing okay. Yeah, you're good
fine.
Right now.
You're fine.
Okay, all right. Here's one thing I think about the second track. The last shot's going to be Bill Murray saying, "You missed me."
Oh,
that's going to totally in your face, man. They saved the cameos to the second trailer and break your heart.
Maybe.
And a CGI Harold Ramis.
I don't know about that, but we'll see. And it's funny, I thought I had actually pulled something up here that I didn't, but I did want to segue into our topic off of this as well. So those of you that have listened for a while are probably familiar with Nick, for many years, did a Christmas album that he released called a bootleg Triple Xmas. I believe, is that the actual title, Nick?
Yes.
Yeah? No?
Triple Xmas.
Triple X, yes. And I wanted to play a couple of those because I think they're going to lead nicely into some of what we'll go over. I'm thinking maybe Nick will pull you off of the Skype. The only thing is we'll have to do a call in, split the call with Ryan, but I think I can do that.
That's fine. Yeah.
I think we can do that. So
we're going to audible because
right,
we're going to need that for the contest.
Yeah. So Nick's not going to be able to hear some of the stuff we're about to do, but he's heard it before, so it's all fine.
It's true.
So Nick, I'm gonna hang up with you on the Skype, and I'm gonna call you on the telephone.
Why don't you start the song first?
Well, I want to make sure I get him on here first because I can't do both of the things at the same times.
Oh.
So just one moment. We'll get there.
So while he's doing that, let me talk about me.
Yeah.
So in 3 days, I turned 37 years old.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Oh
You're
Lord.
old.
Oh Lord. Exactly.
Oh Lord.
But yes, 1 year ago, I do believe that my
Yellow.
There we go.
the Christmas / birthday party that we had a year ago is one of my favorite parties I've ever.
That was a super fun time. That was pretty amazing.
That was an awesome party, and the fact that we did a podcast was just insane.
We have you there, Nick?
We sure do.
Awesome.
We
You're
sure
coming
do.
in loud and clear. That's perfect.
Oh,
So,
God.
I was gonna. I didn't actually. I couldn't. I don't know why it's not on here. It was the one I apparently didn't get loaded on. But the one of the ones that made me think of the Ghostbusters trailer was one of the songs someone had sent in for Nick's Triple Xmas album, which is a collaboration. So Nick has people record songs, and Nick records several songs and has put together these albums. His one friend did the Egon Spengler chorus, which I thought was always super funny. And for some reason, it didn't wind up on my board, unfortunately. But I did take some of our more famous ones on here. There's one I don't know that anyone on here has heard. This is. I don't know if, Nick, you love this one or not. I think this is my favorite of yours that you've done in the last several years, and I also am featured on it, so maybe I'm partial. But this is Nick's Steve Bannon-inspired cover of What's This from Nick's favorite Christmas movie, The Nightmare Before Christmas. not a Halloween movie. A lot of people don't know that. It's not a Halloween movie. It's a Christmas movie. But here's a little bit of What's This with Nick Santacroce doing the greatest Steve Bannon impersonation of all time. Wake up, Stevie. Time to wake up, honey pie.
Good morning, Mother. What's for breakfast today?
Your favorite chicken and waffles and bacon and sausage and eggs and pancakes and Budweiser beer.
Candied apple with smoked bacon.
Well, no, I think it's hickory.
I hate you. I wish you were dead.
Where are you going, sweetie?
Fuck you, Ma. Morning, Bannon. Morning, sweet hood. Are you coming to the rally tonight? You betcha, Grand Wizard. It's 5 on my dot. We're running a canned food drive for all the white people whose jobs were stolen by terrorist immigrants. Remember, nothing perishable. Sure thing.
Zig Heil, Mr. Bannon.
Sick hail, Dick. What's little Richard Spencer up to today?
Me and the boys are gonna drink some 40s and check out some Confederate monuments today, you win?
No can do. Gotta wait till these cold stores go down a little bit. Next time, though.
Catch you later, then.
What's this? What's this? There's squalor everywhere. What's this? There's white pride in the air. What's this? I can't believe my eyes. They must be dreaming. Wake up, Steve. Don't try to despair. What's this? What's this? What's this? Republicans in throngs. What's this? Fox News on all day long. What's this? The streets are lined with little snowflakes crying. Everybody seems unhappy. Are you sure it's not a gaffy? What is this? What's this?
Anywho,
Yes.
that was a little bit of the Steve Bannon, which I like. But we also have other people in the room have contributed. And Ben, I'm going to give I'm going to give you a choice. Would you prefer our audience to hear the Wilson Family Christmas song or Rent a Santa?
Well, we've already played Rent a Santa before.
Oh,
so
we
I
did
would
play
say
that.
I would say Wilson Family
All right, so
Christmas
let's
for
do
sure.
Wilson Family, I believe, is this one.
Hey everyone! Merry Christmas from the Wilson family.
We've had a big year, and we're so blessed and thankful for everything in our lives.
We even wrote a song about it. We've had such a special year. We bought a house and made a home.
And we learned about a year ago we no longer be alone.
Beth had gotten a suspicion, and the doc confirmed one day.
So I told our puppy Sully we had 2 sisters on the way.
So we love our little family, and we love our happy life. And we love our little girls and never have to deal with strife. We're so happy it's this time of year, and happy we can say good tidings from the Wilsons and happy holidays.
I think they're hungry.
Do you want me to get them?
No, I got it.
The verse is coming back around.
Well, they're crying. Can't you pause it?
The song's already going.
Okay, fine. Take it.
And I promise it's not tiring on those days when they just cry. And I'm not yet once regretted this new aspect of our lives. And I haven't once been sad that I'm not watching football at the bar.
Have you seen the diaper bag?
No, I must have left it in the car. So we're totally not bummed that we don't ever leave the house. Fuck, not again.
Whoa, why don't you go do something about it?
Honey, you were just in there.
Nina's sick. Go to the pharmacy and get her medicine.
I can't drive right now.
Wait, are you drunk?
I had some beers. It's the holidays.
So basically, I have to do everything. Nice, real responsible, Ben.
What the fuck?
Did you ever remember to pick up formula?
I
sorry, no.
Figures, whatever. Are you gonna sing the verse?
I thought we agreed this one was yours. What's your problem?
Nothing. So I only wish my husband would actually help around the house.
Hold on. It is, like, really unfair. I tried.
Try to do what? You play golf on the weekends and watch football while I have to deal with the girls.
That's fucking horseshit.
Real smooth, Ben. Yeah, open another beer. That'll solve the problem.
I'm getting pretty pissed at your attitude.
I'm pretty pissed that I married a fucking loser, and now my kids are probably gonna be losers.
You shut your whore mouth. I provide for my family.
The dog hates you.
Sully?
That's it. Me and the girls are going to my parents.
Fine, but don't expect to be welcome in this home again.
I financed the house and the car, asshole.
I fucking hate Christmas.
That is one of my favorite things of all time.
It really is one of my favorite submissions ever. And at the very end, there's a perfectly captured Sully squeal.
So I have to tell you guys this actually happened the other day. So Sully has become more vocal in his old man age now,
Yeah.
and so he hadn't eaten breakfast yet, and so he came over and we were all eating breakfast. We had eggs on we were sitting on the couch like watching TV or something like that, and he literally came over. He just goes, "Nom nom nom." He said nom nom nom. And so Beth and I looked at each other, we were just like, holy shit. Yes.
Well, so
he's a person.
That was like when you heard your windshield wiper saying "Go Dogs."
No,
that was weird.
Hey, by the way, it says Georgia. It doesn't say "Go Dogs."
I could not figure it out. Georgia. That's not what it sounded like. That was just very strange.
It did sound like it. I just forgot exactly what it was.
I didn't remember it. To me, I couldn't hear whatever it was. So I just was watching a windshield wiper thing.
It was weird.
It was strange.
It was very strange.
So one of the reasons I bring up the bootleg Triple Xmas is that one of the things I kind of talked about to Ben and Nick beforehand was kind of finding some things maybe from your childhood or finding some deep dive things online that maybe other people hadn't heard of that are very kind of Christmas or holiday related. And one of my earliest ones, when I first moved to Florida, there was a guy named Bob Rivers. Bob Rivers was I think he was a radio personality somewhere. And he had this album called Twisted Christmas. And Twisted Christmas was basically a series of
Bob Rivers Twisted Christmas.
It's song parodies and like other just random parodies. And he has two on there that I think are worth a listen. This one in particular,
Matt, real quick, that exact guy was a huge influence on like me wanting to do bootleg Triple Xmas. 98 Rock in Baltimore would do Twisted Christmas on Christmas Eve.
Oh,
and
nice.
A lot of it was his stuff.
Nice.
Not everything. It's a little cheesy. Not everything lands, but this one I always thought was such a great premise. He doesn't quite carry it through, so only listen just the beginning of it. But this is instead of a visit from Saint Nick during the night before Christmas, it's a visit from Saint Nicholson. So have a listen.
'Twas the fright before Christmas. No one upset me. With a big bowl of popcorn watching TV. I stretched, gave a yawn, settled back in my chair, in hopes that St. Nicholson soon would be there. The children were lying awake without sleep. They'd seen all his movies. He gives them the creeps. I'd queued up Cuckoo's Nest with my trusty remote to the part where he had all the nuts on the boat. When out in the yard, there arose such a noise. I turned off the TV to see what it was. And what to my wondering eyes should approach but the Los Angeles Lakers and Pat Riley, their coach. The limo was racing, the team at its heels. That's when I saw him, the man at the wheel. He ranted and cursed, waved round his swizzle stick, and I knew in a second it must be Jack Nick. More rapid than the Celtics, these Lakers they came. He screamed like a madman and called them by name.
Now Magic, now Worthy, now Scott and Kareem, on Cooper, on Rambus, and the rest of the team.
Down the chimney, St. Nicholson came with a groan. Then he brushed off the soot and said,
Honey, I'm home.
He was wearing a trench coat. With beer it was stained, and a shirt clawed to shreds by Shirley MacLaine. He had a fat face and a flabby beer belly. from too many trips to the bar and the deli.
Yeah, it's tough when an actor becomes fat and lazy. I only get calls to play weirdos and crazies. Middle-aged has-beens with washed-up careers. But I'll fix them all and play Santa this year.
And with that, he buried his head in the sack and said,
Let's see what you get from your old buddy Jack. A hatchet for Daddy.
He reared back his head
to scare all those little buggers upstairs in bed. And a stiff drink for Mommy in a nice tall glass. She could really use something to kill that bug up her chimney.
Anywho, that's just a little bit of that. I like the idea of Jack Nicholson riding a limousine that's being pulled by the Los Angeles Lakers is an amazing visual on there. But that was one of my ones. I definitely in my youth, I listened to that album every Christmas, even probably outside of Christmas. Do you have any ones that you have, Ben, from like kind of your childhood or any things that you really got into?
Not particularly. There were lots of movies, obviously, and I know
we'll get into that
before. But as far as nothing from a pop culture standpoint like that was that seminal.
Well, and Nick, you introduced me to one just 2 years ago that I had never heard of. That I know a lot of other people are very partial to, which is the Snow Miser.
Oh God, Heat Miser.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're familiar with that at all, Ben, but I had never heard of that whole. What's the name of the actual special?
Year Without a Santa Claus.
Wow, I had never ever. It was one of the Rankin and Bass, not Rankin and Bass. Rankin and Bass.
It was the claymation studio that did Rudolph, and that movie hit it huge. But this was like, I think it was like a weird origin story of Kris Kringle. And they introduced all these other ancillary characters that had nothing to do with the lore.
I've definitely seen that. It's super weird and super awesome.
Well, so Nick,
there's an emo band called Heat Miser. A metal band called Heat Miser now because of that scene. It's like
Nick plays this song in Baltimore when I was up there for Thanksgiving, and I couldn't this riff. This horn riff, I could not get out of my head the entire trip.
Right up.
Hold on.
Here he comes now, the big hand.
I'm Mr. White Christmas. I'm Mr. Snow.
Literally every time I sat down it was Nick's mom's car, which he's driving now. I get in, I go,
Of course, when Nick's mom is driving, you're just like, I'm Mr. Snow in the background.
It was that
she must love you so much.
No, it wasn't. She was Nick was driving me around.
Okay.
But
Nick must love you so much.
I could not get that song out of my head the entire fucking trip. Everywhere we went, I would just start like singing it. It's amazing. So thank you, Nick, for bringing that on. Now, welcome. I believe we are ready to have a call-in guest.
So first off, I thought it would be fun to play a little holiday game with a prize on the line, and I think we need to introduce a fourth party to this in order.
See if I can make this work here. We're going to try have minimal issues with this.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm calling Ryan. Nick is on hold, and I'm going to merge the calls once I have Ryan on here. Oops, did I spoil who we're calling?
Yes, you spoiled.
I meant Brian.
Because who else would we call?
Alexander.
Who else would we call except for Ryan Alexander?
Hello.
Hello. Oh, hello.
Uh-oh. Wait. Do I have both of you? Hold on. Merge calls.
Hello?
There we go. Nope. Hello. Okay.
Hey, yep.
Are you guys both there?
No. I do have both of you on there? Ryan?
Yeah,
I'm here.
Okay. Well, it just says Ryan on the phone. Literally, your call made it look like you consumed Nick Santacroce. So he's on. You're both. You've become one person.
I mean, it's Ryan, so it's not beyond the realm of possibility.
I did consume Nick Santacroce.
It's really ironic because I always considered the Spice Girls 2 Become One to be me and Brian's song.
Wow.
Well, I do want to be your lover.
That's it. They're all applicable.
Two become one. Man, that's a deep cut right there.
That's some good Spice Girls knowledge there.
Well, Ryan, thank you so much for joining us on the holiday podcast.
So, what we're doing right now is we're playing a game, and it's going to be a trivia game. And I have unabashedly stolen it from Doug Loves Movies, which is a great podcast that everyone should listen to, if you don't already. But anyway, so we have a red bag here sitting beside me, and the contents of this red bag will go to the winner of this game. So we're going to have 2 rounds, basically. The first round is worth 1 point for every answer. And the second round, which only has 3 things, is worth 2 points.
Okay.
So, what this first game is called, it's what on Doug Loves Movies calls Whose Tagline Is It Anyway? And so what I'm going to say is I'm going to say a tagline for a movie, and then you all have to guess which movie that is. There's no wrong answer, and you can answer as many times as you want to. So you can start barking out answers whenever you want to. If nobody gets the answer, then I'm going to start saying the title of the movie very slowly.
Okay.
And then
This doesn't sound like it's going to be a shit show at all.
Oh, it's going to
That's exactly
it's going to be a
exactly
total
what I was
shit show,
thinking.
and that's the point. That's what's going to be fun about this. So,
So just yell out things with no rhyme or reason, like what we normally do.
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Exactly.
And
Debbie does Alice.
Well,
No?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it might be. I mean, it might be the answer. So, I'm starting out for this first game. You get a point for every answer that you get right. And what I'm basically going to do is say a tagline, like I said, and say the movie that tagline is applicable to. And if we don't get it, then I'm going to start saying the title.
Let's do this.
So you guys ready?
Let's do it.
Oh, I'm going to get my ass kicked.
Okay. You ready, Nick?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
Okay. Tagline: 2 dads, 1 toy.
Jingle all the way.
Toy Story 2.
That was Matt. Jingle all the way, and the last was no prisoners.
Yeah.
Okay, so Matt has 1 point. Ready? Second one?
Yeah.
He puts the mean in
Grinch.
green.
The Grinch.
What's the entire title of the movie?
Oh, Lord.
How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Okay, that's Nick. 1
Jesus
for
Christ.
Nick. You must state the entire title accurately.
Oh, my God.
Okay, you ready?
Let's do it.
You don't want to be on his list.
Bad Santa?
That's not a shit.
I don't think that's right. He's not
There's
said it's correct.
been- Oh, that's
nice.
Who said that? Was that Nick or
That was Ryan.
That was Ryan.
Oh, Ryan gets a point.
Whoa,
Let's
everybody
clap
on
us.
the board.
Everyone's
Tie
on the
game.
board.
Frank the Tank. Frank the...
Okay, ready? Thick thieves. Thin
Home Alone.
ice.
Oh, Trapped in Paradise.
Can you repeat
Oh, the
it?
ice.
Ice Storm.
Not the ice storm. No, it's the one with Oliver Platt and.
Hold on, let me repeat it. Thick thieves.
Thin Platt.
Thin ice.
It's Cusack and Platt, and it's where they're trapped
Big
in the
plastic.
thing.
I need a title.
I know. I'm trying to think of the title.
You're not allowed to go on IMDb right
I'm
now.
not going on IMDb, and I'm fucking.
Holiday.
No, it's the ice something.
Okay. I'm going to start saying the title.
The harvest. The winter. Our harvest. The winter storm. The ice storm. God
The Winter
damn it.
Soldier.
The
Ice
ice.
harvest.
Okay, Matt gets
God damn it! I knew it had harvest in it. Fuck you, Ben.
You were all over the place there.
That could easily have been the line for Trapped in Paradise.
Okay, ready? His father, her mother, his mother, and her father all in one day.
Jesus.
This one's Debbie Does Dallas.
Touche.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
4 Christmases.
Oh, that's another for Matt.
There we go.
Matt's starting to stack these
I haven't even seen that
points
movie.
here. Okay.
It also helps that Matt's in the physical room and can hear what you're saying.
This one's
Matt's great at this.
This one's difficult. They're going steady, straight to your heart.
Gremlins.
Ugh, sounds gross.
They're going steady, straight to your heart.
I don't.
All right.
Is this a famous Christmas movie?
Very famous Christmas movie. One might say the most famous Christmas movie.
Love Actually?
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, Ryan!
Wow.
No, I said it.
I think Nick got first on that one.
Oh, I didn't hear
I got that
Bullshit.
one. I got that one.
Nick got it first.
I thought Nick said Wonderful
Bullshit.
Life, and then Ryan said It's a Wonderful Life. So
Nick,
I think
did you say it's?
You said
I said
the
Full
most
Title.
famous Christmas movie, and I immediately chimed in because there's only one answer for the most famous Christmas movie, and that is It's a Wonderful Life.
I'm giving you both a half point.
What the fuck?
What is that? Hold on. What the fuck does that tagline mean?
I have no idea.
What that
Isn't
had
crazy?
nothing to do with It's a
I know.
Wonderful Life.
I know.
The tagline should have been "He's going straight to hell because he killed himself."
Okay.
And an angel got her wings.
Okay, Nick. I'm going to give you guys both a point. Okay.
So it's a wash.
Just go with it. Just go with
We
it.
got so we made no ground.
You're taking me down. You're taking me down.
Okay.
On tape.
Ready?
It's on tape. I want this to go to. I want this a booth review. Take it to New York. What does New York have to say?
I can't get them on Skype right now. It doesn't work.
After review, the ruling on the podcast is confirmed.
It's a tie.
Both Ryan and Nick.
Before I heard Ryan say it.
Both Ryan and Nick are rewarded 1 point.
Ryan did have some offensive pass
Guys,
interference.
Okay, ready? This
I am
Christmas.
offensive.
Okay, ready? This Christmas, the snow hits the fan.
Scarface.
What?
This Christmas, the snow hits the fan.
The ref.
Christmas with the Cranks. Last Christmas.
National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
No right answer so far. Should I go to the reading of the title?
Yes.
Yeah.
The Santa
Claus.
Santa Claus.
I haven't heard the entire title yet.
Nick said the
I
Santa
said
Claus.
the Santa Claus.
No,
I
you
said the fucking
just
Santa
said
Claus.
Santa Claus. You didn't say the Santa Claus. I'm giving Nick the point. You have to say the entire fucking title. So hold on one second. Hold on 1 second. Matt said Claus.
Unfucking believable.
Matt said Claus,
and Nick said the
you
Santa
said
Claus.
you said Santa Claus. So,
Lord Almighty.
but Nick, you get the point because you repeated yourself.
So what was the answer?
The
Santa Claus.
Oh my god.
Okay, so you ready?
Can he hear me?
He can. He's just being,
No, I'm
being very
He wants to get a
specific.
rise out of me.
It's being very specific.
Okay, ready?
I just wish Nick would stop cheating.
Okay, guys, ready?
Yeah.
Check it twice.
The ref.
The list.
Once again,
Satan Claus.
check it twice. Check it twice.
twice.
Check it twice.
The Santa Claus 2. Yes.
Matt got it. Santa Claus 2.
God damn it, Ben.
All right, Nick, here's your favorite. Okay, ready? Put Christ back in Christmas.
The Santa Claus 2.
See, we can't hear shit. We can't hear shit.
It's got to be the Santa Claus
Is this
3.
the Kirk Cameron movie?
Is it the
Should,
the
should I
Passion?
should I just go ahead and give you the point?
Is it a Kirk Cameron movie?
Yes.
Oh, god damn it. Yeah, give him the point. It's better than we're coming up with.
I'm giving Nick the point. Okay,
All
okay.
right.
Hold on 1 second. Ryan still has 2 points though. Okay, ready? Here is our last one, and we do have a tiebreaker question if we need it, but I don't think we will.
Well, there's only 1 point up for grabs, and Nick's got like 30.
Slay Girls.
Mean Girls.
Slay Girls.
What's a girly Christmas movie?
I'll offer a hint. This movie is being released in 1 week.
What? Is this the Boss Ladies shit? Like a Boss.
Slay Girls. All right. I'm saying the title.
Okay.
Black
Christmas.
Okay, Matt got it.
That was anticlimactic.
Sorry.
Someone's so quiet.
Are you guys still there?
Well, he said black, and I got nervous.
Okay, but Ryan, so you're not out of it. So even though Ryan has 2 points, Nick has 4, and Matt has 5.
Ooh.
But this next round is worth 2 points, and we have 3 rounds.
In this round, you have to spell the title accurately and letter by letter.
This is a completely different game. So what I'm going to do, basically...
The Santa Claus has an E at the end of it.
I didn't hear that because Nick said it. Ryan, you get the point.
I have gone on IMDb and pulled the cast for 3 movies. So I'm starting at the bottom of the cast list. And I'm going to name who the actor is and who they play. Once again, you can answer as many times as you want. You can bark out whatever answers you want. And
these are all holiday films.
These are holiday. Well,
Okay.
I mean, obviously, there's a theme. A theme emerged.
Okay.
Okay, are we ready?
I didn't pick up on that when I guessed the Hulk earlier.
It took me for the first round a little bit too.
Okay.
The Hulk saves Christmas.
Ready? Okay, so as soon as you have it, then you can, like I said, you can bark out the name. Whoever gets it first gets it. Robert Lesser plays businessman.
Oh, that's my favorite one.
Stella Hall plays stewardess.
So they're flying
Plane, trains, and automobiles?
Ooh, good guess.
Great guess.
Yeah.
Fred Lerner plays
Home Alone.
guard.
Harold and Kumar steal Christmas. Harold and Kumar Christmas. Harold and Kumar Christmas. God damn it.
Mark Goldstein plays station manager.
Joe Dirt. Love Actually.
Dustin Taylor plays Jenny. Anthony Peck plays young cop.
Die Hard.
You got it.
Wow. Well done, Nick.
I couldn't quite get to Reginald Val Johnson plays Sergeant Al Powell.
That doesn't count because Die Hard's not a Christmas movie.
How dare you, Brian. How dare you.
Fight.
And now
we love our manufactured fights.
And now Nick takes a lead.
Woo.
All right. Are we ready for this one?
I was born ready.
Woody Weaver plays cop.
Someone just snorted.
That's Santa.
Nicholas Guest plays Todd Chester.
What? Plays what?
Todd Chester.
Todd Chester.
The molester.
Keith McKechnie plays Delivery Boy.
Home Alone.
Home Alone.
Nope. Tony Epper plays Bozo number 1.
What? Number 1?
Bozo.
National Lampoon.
Scrooge.
Christmas Vacation?
You got it, Ryan.
Wow.
Ryan,
damn it. I've guessed that
back in
every
the
round.
game.
Shit. Shit.
Oh, no, see now things are getting real.
Now it's
interesting.
getting hot in her.
We're getting close because we're on the last one right now.
Well, I've been close this whole podcast.
Okay, I don't need to hear about that.
I'm so close. Keep reading it. Keep reading it.
All right, you ready?
Uncomfortable.
All right.
Ready.
Rick Shichetti plays guard.
Basketball.
What'd you say?
Isn't that the Duke basketball roster?
Shelley Pagoda plays dispatcher.
Home Alone.
You got it.
Wow. That puts Nick in the winner for the game.
With a final tally, Ryan with 4 points, Matt with 5 points, and Nick with 8 points. Nick wins the prize, which is in the what?
Squeaky wheel gets the grease, baby.
What a
Squeaky
surprise!
wheel gets
The person most upset about the game and the rules of the game wins.
And what is the prize? A bottle of Moon Pie Moonshine.
Oh my
from
God.
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Oh my God!
Yes,
that's the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life.
Chocolate Moon Pie Moonshine.
Oh my God!
Shit.
That is the most glorious thing I've ever laid my eyes upon. It's like I want to make a manger scene, and I want to put that in the baby Jesus slot. That is amazing.
How big is this manger scene?
This major scene's getting turned. It's gonna be good
full
shit.
size outside the church at Home Alone.
I'm gonna go replace all baby Jesuses in the area with moonshine.
Ryan,
you're gonna get arrested.
It's gonna be worth it, buddy.
Ryan, don't feel bad that you lost the game. You have 24 cans of beer heading your way. So
yeah, shit.
Everyone's a winner.
most weight that Mini Cooper's ever seen.
I hope you like Moon Pie beer.
Don't speak so soon, Ryan.
Well, Nick, it is actually your lucky day. You're also getting a little bit of civil coming your way as well. Want to include you in a little of our third anniversary shenanigans. So send some.
We have Christmas cheer for the entire crew. So.
Absolutely.
God bless you.
The real joke's on Ben is he has to ship that all the way across the country.
It's true.
I mean, I'm going to Texas on Monday. Do you want me to just check a bag?
What part of Texas? You realize Texas is real big, right?
I'm going to be in Austin next week, and then San
you hear that,
Antonio
Ryan?
the week
He's like,
after.
Austin, Massachusetts?
Yes.
I love how you set that up. He's like, I could just check a bag, Ryan, if you want to get together.
Hey, if
I've got a bag you can check, Matt.
I also can't promise that if that bag is checked, I will not drink
that's what I was
large
thinking.
part of that bag.
I was like, well,
oh, it's so heavy. I just got to get some of this weight out.
Oh, God.
They said that the bag came in 3 pounds heavy, so I just had to consume half of the beer.
Is there any way you can lose some of the weight from this bag? Yes.
Yes.
There is. Thank you. That was awesome, man.
Lukewarm beer isn't very civil.
Well, this is true.
Hey, well, before we let Ryan go, or I don't know at this point if we're
firing me.
Ryan, we're sorry.
Ryan, am I correct to assume that you're working right now?
I am. So I'm about to get fired again.
Ryan, if you'd only gotten more than 4 points, we could have kept you on, but that was the test, and you failed.
Well,
so I'm sorry.
I'm honestly really impressed that Ryan got 4 points.
I'm not. I mean, I would expect that. No, it's not like a surprise that he got 4 points.
But like Ryan's like he has no visual aid. Like Nick was on Skype for a little bit, but
it's true.
You know.
He knows what you look like.
I'm literally sitting in my car outside of a youth basketball gym. So I shouldn't have even made those inappropriate jokes that I made.
Hey, Nick, sounds like you and Ryan need to hang out more.
Yeah, Nick.
Do you have a mustache, Ryan?
Yeah, Nick would not be allowed to be sitting in that car right now with his mustache. He would have been arrested already. But
molesters don't hunt packs.
But
there is a nativity scene.
Not
so I can
yet.
see if they've got any moonshine in it instead of Jesus.
God, what a beautiful train wreck.
So, Ryan, what are your? I know that we discussed last year, like your favorite movies. I think very briefly on my birthday / holiday podcast, but around the holidays, like what's your favorite thing to crank up, like with the family or like around the family, or when you're doing that sort of thing,
or to get away from the family?
Bruce Banner's The Story of the Nativity.
It's alcohol, is what
alcohol. Yeah,
around the family.
Yeah.
And while you're drinking,
by the way, I think I
Home Alone this year for the first time. The youngest ones.
Oh, they've never seen it.
The youngest ones haven't, and they're, I mean, I love them to death, but Jesus, they're terrifying. So I'm excited to hear what kind of booby traps are around the house now. Like, there's no way these kids aren't rigging up paint cans. There's no chance.
Wow.
They're not doing that.
That's terrifying.
Just don't let them have a whole cheese pizza all to themselves, all right?
Look what you did, you little jerk.
Otherwise, I'm gonna have to barf some up for you.
Buzz's girlfriend.
Woof. Woof. That's a Nick Santacroce special right there, by the way. I've heard that quote from Nick Santacroce more than I think any other movie quote in the history of movies.
I thought you were saying that Buzz's girlfriend was a Nick Santacroce special. I was just like, I mean, with that mustache.
She does have great eyebrows.
No, this is actually a pretty appropriate conversation. I was talking to one of my coworkers this morning because we had a breakfast with Santa event, and I asked her what her favorite Christmas movie was, and this is why I said it multiple times today. She said her favorite Christmas movie was The Ref with Dennis Leary. And
I love that fucking movie. I know it's Christmas. It always feels more like a Thanksgiving movie to me. I watch that, even though it is Christmas. It's just something about it feels like it's a family fighting thing that feels a little more Thanksgiving. But
isn't The Family Stone a Christmas movie?
That's another
that
one.
Feels like a Thanksgiving movie.
But The Ref is if you've not seen The Ref, that is a fucking phenomenally underrated, solid movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Interesting. I might have to go watch The Ref now.
Dude, it is so... And despite the fact that it's got Kevin Spacey, who now is kind of like... It's hard to watch him in certain things. It is a really good fucking movie.
It's... You said the magic word.
You don't want to... Matt, don't use Kevin Spacey and hard in the same sentence.
I try not to, but I did.
When I just said
not hard enough.
When I just said you said,
Nick just got very uncomfortable.
It's like a Rorschach test. You just show me a picture of Kevin Spacey, I'm like, hard. That's just the first word that comes to my mind.
Nice.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah. Oh no. So do you have anything from your childhood, Ryan, that you used to that like it's something that you
this
put
is
on
therapy.
Let's go from hard Kevin Spacey to your childhood memories.
Stop. No, I'm saying, what is there anything that like you can put on that instantly transports you back to being a kid around Christmas when you watch it?
The Christmas Story.
Yeah, that's a. I
think
that's
I
everybody.
don't think that's original to me or anything. I think
No.
probably everybody thinks that. But that 100%, we watched that at my grandma's every year because she would always record. She had HBO and we didn't have cable, so she would always record movies for us, and that was one of them. So we always watched it.
Nice.
Am I correct in saying
and that's also the reason I didn't know National Lampoons had nudity for the longest time.
That's great.
Am I correct in saying that I believe A Christmas Story is one of Nick Santacroce's favorite movies of all time?
Yeah.
Comedies, yes.
Favorite comedies.
Definitely. It is a top 10 comedy, not just... And actually, there are 2 Christmas films on my top 10 comedies. and Bad Santa is another one.
Yeah,
both.
Terry's
we're definitely gonna get into both of those. I mean, it's actually, while we're all on, let's talk about why A Christmas Story works. And it's great because I was having this conversation with someone the other night, right? So everyone is bitching nowadays of like, everything is nostalgia and everything's throwback to shit and blah, 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 like all this angry shit. And I'm like, the 80s was the same thing. The 80s was throwbacks to the 50s and the 60s.
Yeah.
Like, that's all it was. And that's Christmas Story came out in 1983, and it's all nostalgia. It's all, we don't have any tie. We don't remember that era. We don't know anything about carrying our books to school on a little, like, rope thing, tying them together and all that shit.
So you remember, so American Graffiti came out in 1973. And as soon as American Graffiti came out, all of a sudden, all of these diners opened because people were just like, "Oh yeah, that like local diner that you go to." Remember when that was back in 1954 when everybody was so close knit? And so, I mean, like we've been doing that for our entire history, for human history. We just look to the past and we try and emulate or replicate that in a way that makes us feel comfortable.
Yeah. And I think that's what's always so funny.
And make the current climate great again.
Well, but it's like,
it's getting hotter.
So when I was a kid, I watched A Christmas Story, and of course, we all watched it. We all fucking love it. We still love it. And it's not it wasn't nostalgic for us. We didn't watch that movie with any sort of rose-colored glass. It was just, this was this different time, but it was all relatable. Everything that happens in that movie is completely relatable as a kid.
The reason why it's relatable
at first it starts with a amazing script that was based on a great book by Gene Shepard, and you have a director who really honed his craft making Porky's and parlayed all of that experience into Christmas Story.
That, by the way, I also started watching the movies that made us. I can't wait for them to do Christmas Story because the making of that movie is so fucking crazy. And the idea that they manufactured all the snow, this idea that Gene Shepard hated the movie, even though he was there and recording narration for it, he thought it was a travesty of his original written stuff, which was
hey kid, the line starts back there.
Yeah, like there's some trivia in that movie that's just amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know all of this trivia. I'm really interested in seeing that one.
No, it is. There's a commentary track with Bob Clark. Rest in peace. Poor Bob Clark passed away a while ago.
What I will say about, one of the things I think is really interesting about Christmas Story is that when it does the kids sort of flash forward or flash like alternate reality, it does so well of doing it in the guise of being a kid, like this is what a kid would think. So I love the funniest part of the movie to me is where he's blind. You know, where he comes in,
so
they're just
poisoning.
He's like, look at, they're like, how you doing, old man, or whatever. Like it's just the way a kid would think it. Like this is the way that this would go over, and the way that they actually capture the way a kid would kind of like, posture this entire premise. That is really, really remarkable. And I don't think I've seen that in any other movie.
And it's funny because a kid doesn't know the word martyr, but that's all you do as a child. You constantly want to martyr yourself to prove a point that like they don't understand me. They're wrong. I'm going to show them all.
What made you this way? Like, I can't.
It was
I can't.
So poisoning.
It was. And you know what? The thing was, they really did mess him up because then he grew up and worked for Mysterio and tried to Spider-Man. So
that was a deep cut right there. I like that one.
Wow.
And also, the sense of humor was really different. Like they used stock music in a way that like Ren and Stimpy used funny old stock music, like the Peter and the Wolf theme with the bully.
Yeah.
And the classical cues. And it was just all this like whimsy.
Yeah, there's a reason it has become such a staple, and I think it has taken over. I mean, we'll say that It's a Wonderful Life is the most famous Christmas movie of all time, but Christmas Story is pretty much synonymous with. I mean, it's on TBS for that 24-hour. Everyone in the world almost, if they're celebrating Christmas, they're watching Christmas Story over that 24-hour block. Like it's just
Yeah, but see, I wouldn't watch it on TNT either because just like Ryan, I didn't know there was nudity in the story until I got the Blu-ray.
They actually say fuck.
When that kid fucks the meatloaf, I'm like, oh my god, this is terrifying.
He's fucking that turkey before the dog can get to it.
The bumpases.
So, all right, guys, on that turkey fucking joke, I've got to go. I actually do have to work.
All right, Ryan,
Bye,
thank you so much, man. We appreciate it.
It's
Merry
a good
Christmas.
note to go out on, Ryan.
Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
Hopefully we don't lose Nick here. Let's see what happens when he hangs up.
I'm here. I'm here, baby.
You're still there? Oh, he made it. You made it. Nope.
Oh,
nope.
no,
And there we go.
That was a Thanos snap moment. We just like, yep, gone. Nick forever erased from New Way podcast.
I'm back.
Ben said you were Thanos erased.
Oh man! Every 15 minutes, some Thanos snaps his finger.
I also like
connection.
I'd also missed a bunch of text messages from Nick when he was having his difficulties earlier, and it looks like he's breaking up with me. Like I go on this, and it just his last message goes, Matt, I don't think this is going to work.
I'm sorry, Matt. I think we should be able to talk frankly.
I'm like, I go, what?
Be able to talk
I go to call him back and just say, I'm sorry, Matt. I don't think this is gonna work. Like, I've seen that message before. It's terrible.
I'm sorry to dump you so close to Christmas time. It's cruel.
Oh, man alive.
Well, that just won for the hardest I've ever laughed on the podcast. I think it beat out Liam Neeson in this in a comedy classic.
Holy cow! Ben's whole head turned red. That was amazing.
Oh my god!
So Nick,
that's why I wish I was on video.
Well, I want Nick because I can't remember, Ben, if you've seen this or not, but Nick and I watched this movie. I've been hearing about it for years. This very dark, because there's a dark side of Christmas with a lot of the movies. So, well, we've talked. Obviously, we talked about A Christmas Story, which is kind of pure, lovely Christmas. There are a lot of darker movies, things like Gremlins, which we kind of talked a little bit about, but there's a movie called Rare Exports. Have you watched Rare Exports?
Never
Ben?
seen it.
Okay. Nick and I watched it, and it's a Swedish movie or Finland. I can't remember. But do you remember watching this, Nick? Where they try to capture, they think they're capturing, they think they're capturing Santa Claus, but it turns out it's actually an elf, but it's this giant thing,
a dark elf.
Yeah, and there's they've caught this creature, but the idea is that they think they've captured in ice Santa Claus, but it turns into like a horror movie at the end of it. But it's one of those it's kind of what I was hoping I would get out of Krampus, and I know, Ben, I think you said you revisited Krampus and it was a little bit better than you had remembered.
No, it was way better than I remembered.
Okay.
Actually, Nick, excuse me, Matt, Luke Stevens and I went and saw Krampus in the theater. And I remember Luke was like, I thought this movie was supposed to be good.
Yeah.
As soon as we walked out, we were like, yeah, it wasn't that great. So sorry. But it was randomly on like HBO, and I watched it. This is last Christmas season, and it's way, way better than we remember it, because like the practical effects are amazing, and what they do with the character dynamics of all the like story building is actually really, really fantastic.
I want to revisit, and I always see it. They do the house every so often at Horror Nights. They do a Krampus
and it's
house.
Good too.
Yeah, which is super awesome.
You do a deep dive into the Krampus, and it's absolutely one of the most fucked up, crazy things that you can. It's one of my favorite internet rabbit holes of all time. There's videos of, 3 Sheets to the Wind, drunk dudes in these horrifying costumes with switches, just beating people like it's the running of the bull.
And they're like breathing fire. They have like pyrotechnics involved in this stuff. Like it's terrifying. And I think that's interesting that there is this very dark side of Christmas in general. There is something that's a little bit
tell scary ghost stories.
Yeah, one of the ones I always love is John Malkovich was hosting SNL. and he does he comes out to do like the night before Christmas with these
Reads
kids.
to all the kids. Yeah.
And then he starts talking about pie in a doll, which is like a Latin myth around Christmas that he comes to take your, like, he's coming for your toes. And that's the line my brother and I always go, is like, he's coming for your toes, children. But you got to leave cookies out for him. But there are a lot of weird, like, traditions, and it's all of these weird kind of like they're all Nordic strange
or
shit.
Celtic.
Yeah,
they're
and like
Well,
oh, go ahead.
I kind of think that it's when you think about how many Christmas themed horror movies have released in December and done well. You know, the list is very short.
Yes,
but it's untapped because when you think of the happiest time of the year, where you feel the most safe, it's Christmas. You put yourself into almost any horror context in December with snow on the ground that blood shows up on super easy and pops from a cinematographer standpoint.
But I mean, but the concept of Christmas is also, it is weird. This idea that there is this man flies with his like magical reindeer to your house. He breaks in. You better have left him some fucking milk and cookies, or he's going to lose his shit. I don't know if you don't put out the milk and cookies for Santa, what the hell happens to you? But I'm sure it's not a good thing. And if
you don't put out, Santa doesn't give you.
And then he comes in the house and he's like, "Well, how good were you? I'm going to give you shit based on whatever my values and morals are, and I hope you made the good list on there." It's a weird thing.
You know, that's funny. That's funny, Matt. That reminds me of my spoof of Crash Test Dummies. Ho 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 ho! Available for free download on a bootleg Triple Xmas on Tumblr.
Imagine that.
Listen, basically, guys, if you haven't figured out, it's going to be an hour and a half commercial for a Triple Xmas bootleg. Now, Ben, what is your favorite associated with Christmas but doesn't really feel like a Christmas movie? And there are many that are like movies that happen to take place. Anything written by Shane Black, for example, often falls with it.
Yeah. Oh, I was about to say Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is my, like, I don't. It's
over Batman Returns.
Yes. Yes, I think so. Because Kiss Kiss Bang Bang is one of those movies that has to take place around Christmas because of a lot of the plot devices, but it doesn't ever feel like a Christmas movie at all to me. But occasionally somebody will just show up and,
or he goes to multiple Christmas parties.
And wearing a kinky Santa outfit, and you're just like, oh yeah, it's supposed to be Christmas, but it's in LA, so that's like kind of the point of it. It's like, oh, it's not supposed to feel like Christmas.
What about you, Nick?
You know, you're talking like Christmas adjacent?
Yeah, like movies that are technically, you could say they're a Christmas movie because they take place like Die Hard.
They have a scene. They have like a Christmas scene.
Well, like Die Hard takes place at Christmas, and we can all argue it is technically a Christmas movie.
It takes place on Christmas Eve into Christmas.
Yeah, it's a Christmas movie.
You know, I think that's a slam dunk for me, honestly. But I think Batman Returns is a really good example of Christmas adjacent, where there's snow and there's themes, and it starts off. I think it's on Christmas, right, with Paul Rubin.
Well, I mean, there's the giant lighting of the tree and the good old the Santa. There's a lot of there's a lot of Christmas. There's more Christmas in that movie than you think. Yeah,
maybe. Well, that's a good question, because a lot of times, you know, filmmakers don't half-ass it. If Christmas is going to be a part of the film, it's a part of the film, and that just speaks to the holiday and the hold that it kind of has on pop culture.
And the person that kind of made me think of this, that put this in perspective, that I really liked, was Beth. Kind of talked about this because she talked about this movie also for a different holiday, and that the Harry Potter movies feel like Halloween movies. But to me, the Harry Potter movies also always feel like Christmas movies. They always have a big Christmas scene in them, and you see the snow and you know, all that stuff. So it's always interesting that there are movies that are completely.
Do they have a different name for Christmas?
What's that?
Do they call it Christmas?
Yeah,
they call it
Harry
Christmas.
Potter.
Yeah. They just say it with a British accent and
Christmas.
It's Christmas morning, sir. Now what? So
okay, Artful Dodger.
Merry Christmas.
Now when you
let me bowl. My weather we're having today.
When you were kids, Nick, how long did you believe in Santa?
Oh God! Well, I've ever told you. I think if you only have one question to ask somebody in an interview, like that is you learn the most about a person's personality when you find out how they found out there was no Santa. If they did, in fact, believe in Santa Claus. I must have been like, oh, man, I think I was like 11.
Holy my God! Really?
Yeah, but the best part is, I could be wrong, but I remember
11.
Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I don't remember exactly how old I was.
11.
Anyway, all I know is
27.
that I found out.
I just learned everything I need to know about Nick Santacroce.
I think you're right. That's amazing. I'm sorry. Continue.
I don't know if that's correct or it was a big year. I all I know is that I lost my virginity and I found out there was no Santa Claus in the same year. So I don't remember that.
Then you ruined it with
God bless America.
All I'm saying is I found out there was no Santa because I left this I drew this picture of Santa Claus as a portrait, right? And I was going to leave that instead of cookies because obviously Santa Claus would rather have my art than freshly baked cookies and milk after a long journey.
Was it a nude portrait on velvet?
God damn it! Do you want to know the answer or not? So I drew.
You got the mustache, man. We're just checking, dude.
My family still proudly displays.
He drew it like one of his French girls.
God damn it.
I'm sorry, Nick. Please
I'm
continue.
sorry, yeah, please.
You want me to continue?
Yes,
I do.
Please finish.
It's a
That's
damn
what she
good
said.
story if I do say so
Don't
myself.
stop. Continue.
So, is that a Journey song?
It was.
Anyway, I did this picture and I framed it and I left it for Santa Claus. And it was sort of, honestly, it was kind of a bribe because I asked for something really special that year. And it wasn't a Ninja Turtles blimp and it wasn't like a Hot Wheels.
Emma Watson's panties.
Stop it.
I
asked.
Okay.
I asked
Don't
for,
stop. Continue.
Sorry, no.
How drunk are you guys? Here's my next question.
I'm getting there.
That's the most honest Ben has ever answered that question.
It's my fucking birthday, man. I'm allowed.
Trying to tell this childhood story like in 2 seconds in every time.
I mean, it's not really your childhood. You were 11, but continue. Go on.
I don't remember. I was, and look, yes, I desperately wanted to believe in Santa Claus. Desperately. Even after I found out there was no Santa Claus. And this is the story of how I found out there was no Santa Claus. If you shut the fuck up.
All right.
So I asked Santa Claus for an autobiography. The unpublished, true autobiography of Santa Claus from the big man himself. My parents must have been thinking, God damn it. Like, what a weird fucking kid. Why couldn't we just buy him a bike or something? But no. I wanted an autobiography.
You wanted him to write a book for you,
Yes.
not a book that existed already.
No, I wanted him to write me an autobiography.
What a good lord!
I wanted to learn about, and I wanted to know the real story. You know, all I knew was hear about Santa Claus and Pete Miser, and I wanted the real
Nikki has
story.
always been precious and demanding.
Oh my God!
And I had seen so many movies, and I wanted to know, like, what's real? Was the Dudley Moore Santa Claus movie how it really went down, or is there
You're like
story?
Tim Allen's not really Santa Claus, right?
So I thought that he would set the record straight, and I would be the only kid that would know, and I would be the coolest present you could get, right? But I didn't take into effect that he probably would have had to go to a small scale publisher, maybe he'd have to go to Amazon. The whole ins and outs, right? So my parents were probably thinking, like, God damn it, what a weird little kid. But my dad thought in his feet really, really well, and he had this special letterhead, and I'll never forget it. It was this cloud with a face, and it was blowing wind, and in the wind it said, "Good news travels fast." I'll never forget that letterhead, right?
Was it written by Kansas?
Essentially. It was like a cartoon cloud. And he wrote in perfect calligraphy, he explained, well, part of the magic of Santa Claus is that Santa Claus belongs to every child. And we want to keep a little bit of mystery so that Santa Claus belongs to everyone and not just one person. And, it is really well worded.
Good Lord, your poor fucking parents.
Right, but the thing was, I read that note, and I was like, this in and of itself is as good. because I got this like handwritten letter from Santa Claus, which I had never gotten before, and it's basically served the purpose. I just wanted to feel like I got something that no other kid got, like like a Polar Express bell or something. So anyway, a couple of weeks later, I go to my father's school, and he's
to
at a
make
meeting.
a long story short.
Well, I wonder how why
I'm just fucking with you.
Maybe I was taken out of my swing. Maybe now I'm punishing you. You can just sit down and listen to the rest of my goddamn story. So my father goes into a meeting, and I go into the drawers looking for some paper to draw. I was drawing cartoons a whole lot back then. You want to hear more about that? I used to draw for hours and hours. One of my favorite drawings was of a cat. The cat was orange with black stripes.
I can draw a peach for hours.
Anyway, I'm looking for paper. I open up the drawer, and there, staring up at me, is the Good News Travels Fast letterhead. A stack of it. And I slowly, solemnly closed the door, got different printer paper, drew my cartoons, and I believed in Santa Claus for another year. Because I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready not to believe, even though all the evidence was right there in my face. And I didn't only found out that there was no Santa Claus when I found out there was no Easter Bunny, when I set a trap to get the Easter Bunny's autograph with an ink pad, and my troll doll had my mother's fingerprints all over it.
So my question is, when did you write Jesus and discover that there was no Jesus?
I was really into the Depeche Mode, Violator.
like you spent all this time on Santa Claus, and then you grow up atheist or agnostic. It's like, I think that was your defining moment. It was like, well, I'm not going to write this guy and go through the same shit I went through with Santa. That's some bullshit. They're going to put some crown of thorns next to that notepad and be like, oh, that's me, Jesus.
Well, it's so different. As a child, those are depicted as such a different thing. Like learning there's no Santa is like a rite of passage, right? But then you go, and I remember asking my mom, like, well, if there's no Easter Bunny, that means there's no Santa, right? And she's like, well, yeah. But it never crossed my mind to go like, well, there's no Easter Bunny and no Santa. Does that mean there's no Jesus? Didn't ask that question. Because that leap of logic doesn't exist.
That's where I completely would have gone that. So I'm that's amazing, by the way, Nick. So my question for you, Ben, do you actually remember a moment where you discovered Santa wasn't real, or did you just eventually you have a moment?
No, I knew the exact moment.
See, I don't have a moment.
Yeah,
what's your moment?
I was 7, and
shared
I was just
moment.
like, yeah, I believe in, because my cousin was like, do you believe in Santa? I was just like, yeah, Santa's cool. I like Santa. She was like, Santa's not real. I was like, what do you mean? She was like, I saw our parents setting up stuff and whatever last year, and I was like, yeah, I knew that. That's pretty cool.
No.
But here's the thing was, it didn't bother me in like the slightest bit. I was just like, I knew that. It felt like something I was like opting into, like this fantasy I was opting into, and I was really analytical as a young kid, and I was just like, this doesn't make sense, but it's fun, so I'll go along with it. As soon as I found out,
and I'm still getting presents.
It wasn't a damaging thing for me. I was just like, okay, that makes sense. I was like, fine.
I didn't speak for a week. Just joking. I'm joking.
No, I didn't. So I
went Helen Keller for like a month.
I don't remember
skipped that week
a moment.
Of middle school.
Yeah, I remember. So first of all, my parents had a pretty good handle on how to keep the story going. And by the way, I faked it as a kid for a lot of those things for many years. After I already knew that it wasn't a thing, because I'm like, they're going to all this trouble. I don't want to be like, I felt ungrateful to be yeah. I'm like, but their thing was super smart. So we would do our Christmas Eve pageant at church, right? And halfway through the pageant, either my mom or my dad would leave, and the idea was that they're going to help Santa. So in case I came home and it was like my dad putting a bike under the tree or something like that. It's like, oh, no, he's not. He's just helping. You just missed Santa. And then the other parent would take us out and look at Christmas lights to buy them time. Their system was pretty good. They really leaned into that. And then so even as a kid, I'm like, I appreciate the work you're doing. I don't want you to feel like, and eventually I'm like, maybe it's a lot of work. So I should just tell them like, no, I get it. Like, it's just you guys. It's fine. Let's move on with that. But, yeah, I don't remember a moment.
Now, see, I remember how old I was now. I looked up how old...
You weren't 11?
I looked up how...
17.
How old kids are in...
Yeah, you were 11 is 5th grade.
This happened in college.
Okay, I was wrong. I was wrong because I have a vivid memory. There was kind of this very nerdy girl that didn't have many friends in 5th grade, and she still believed in Santa Claus. And someone in the middle of the class, she said something about, well, what are you doing for Christmas break? And everyone was like talking about it. And she goes, well, I just hope I really get that thing from Santa. And they go like, are you serious? They're like, you're in 5th grade. And she goes, what? And I remember immediately the teacher's eyes get wide. She ushers this girl out into the hallway. And I remember talking to this girl myself and saying like, oh yeah, like there's a Santa. Like, and I remember now 2 years before that is when I found out there was no Santa. And I felt very protective for her.
Okay.
Like, I didn't.
So what age was that?
Oh, so I would have been 8 then because it was 2 years before.
That's a little bit more acceptable than 11.
Yeah.
I had to crunch the numbers there. I forgot how old.
11, you were like almost in middle school.
Yeah.
Yes, no, or you're in middle school. Yeah. But I remember being really protective, and like I remember like going out of my way to tell her, like, "Oh yeah, there's a Santa. There's a Santa. Don't listen to those kids," because I wished I still believed in it at 11.
So hey, just so you know, Nick, while we're on here, Luna has been texting me. I'm hungry.
Wait, hold on.
She's called me twice. And I texted Beth back. I was just like, "Is everything okay?" She's like, "It's Luna." She keeps calling. She's saying, "I'm hungry."
Oh my god,
we need this will get us. This will close out the podcast. But just so everyone out listening there, Ben feeds his children. This is not it's just Luna's special, but it's not just
Daddy,
Ben's like, God damn it, Luna, I'm recording. I told you not to bother me.
Daddy, when you going to feed us?
You eat when I tell you to eat. You know what, Luna? There is no Santa Claus. That guy's just a guy in a suit.
Okay.
That sounds like a Schnauzer song. You should play that. You should play that Schnauzer song. You edit this
that will be for the next podcast. We will all tell you about Schnauzer, and this dog is going to bite your fucking dick off, which is the name of their single. It's kind of amazing. But
and to close us out, to bite your fucking dick off.
You should play in post. You should play that to play us out.
I do have one thing to play us out.
We'll do it live.
I do have something to play us out. Hold on a second. I'm going to pull it up.
That's what she said.
So because I'm wearing the shirt and because Nick and Ben recorded this, I'm going to just kind of play us in the background as we close this out.
Have you played this for the kids, Ben?
No.
You haven't played this for the kids.
Yeah, so this is Mela Kalikimaka, which my favorite thing about this song.
I can't pronounce it.
I will. No, well, yes. So this is the last anecdote to share with all of you out there. 3 Christmases ago, Luke Stevens, Nick Santa Croce, and myself all go to the Anchor Inn, which is a dive bar
in Delray.
No, right here on Boynton. It's on
that Anchor.
Right around the corner.
Oh, I was thinking Sail In.
And Luke, our friend Luke, brings us there for karaoke. He goes, "There's karaoke. We gotta go there," and he has a coupon for a pitcher of beers. I'm like, okay. So we walk in.
That's happy hour in town.
Yeah, we walk in, and it's like death's waiting room. It's the oldest fucking people I've ever seen in my life. There's one guy in a cowboy hat, and the lady running the karaoke is ancient, like the most ancient, like the crypt keeper. So Luke's like, "Go, Nick! Like, get him to do a song." And Nick wants to do this, but he can't remember like what the title is, how to pronounce it. So he's like, "It's a Hawaiian song," and she's like, "I don't know." And then he starts going for other Christmas songs, but they're all still too progressive. Like, "Do you have Last Christmas by Wham?" She's like, "Haven't heard of it." if it's not a Christmas Carol, she like has no fuck. Even though she's got the internet at her fingertips, but I will remember that forever. That the three of us got up and sang this song. And the last they stopped it because it was 9 o'clock and it was time for everyone to go home.
Yeah,
but we closed out that night.
At 9. The
but-
buffet was closed. The lights were turning off.
And the good thing about this song is that a lot of you out there live in Florida or have lived in Florida, this is what Christmas in Florida feels like, is this song. So we hope you enjoyed sharing a little bit of our Florida Christmas out there. I know we were a little off the rails, a little technical difficulties, but you know what? That's what makes the show fun and interesting. We will be back after Christmas in just a couple of weeks with a supersized Star Wars themed podcast that I think is going to be epically amazing.
Real quick.
Yeah.
The first canonical appearance of Boba Fett is in the Christmas Star Wars special.
This is true. This is very true.
100% true.
Fun fact.
That is a classic Christmas. We didn't get to some of these things, so maybe lots of things for us to do next year for Christmas as well. But we wish you all a Merry Christmas or a Happy Hanukkah or a Happy Kwanzaa or whatever you're celebrating the holidays with your friends and family. We wish you to have a great one from Last Bite Productions in a New Way, and we'll talk to you soon. So cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.